They set her up to fail. But Karoline Leavitt's clapback left the host and his panel completely speechless. The studio hums with quiet tension. Cameras roll, the city skyline glows through the glass windows behind the set. But inside, all eyes are on the stage. At the center of it sits Grayson Holt, a name that commands attention in liberal media. He's built his career on razor-sharp monologues, viral takedowns, and the kind of sarcastic confidence that makes his audience cheer and his opponents squirm tonight. He's about to take another shot across from him. Karoline Leavitt, young conservative and completely out of place in this room, or at least that's what everyone assumes. The panelists flanking Grayson are already exchanging knowing smirks, waiting for the spectacle to begin. Grayson leans back in his chair, crossing one leg over the other, fingers tapping against the desk like a drummer counting in the first beat of a performance. "All right, Karoline," he begins, dragging out her name like a teacher, indulging a student who just gave a wrong answer. "Let's cut through the fluff. You're young, ambitious, and somehow convinced that the Republican Party isn't just a retirement club with better tax breaks. Tell me, are you here to defend outdated policies? Or are you just auditioning for a Fox News primetime slot?" A low chuckle ripples across the panel. Someone shifts in their seat, amused. This is familiar. Grayson setting the stage for another routine takedown. Leavitt doesn't blink. She clasps her hands together on the desk, listening, waiting. She doesn't rush to defend herself. Grayson takes that as an opening to push further. I mean, let's be real. He continues adjusting his blazer as if settling in conservatives' love, parading people like you around fresh-face camera. Ready. But at the end of the day, it's the same script: tax cuts, personal responsibility, some vague nostalgia about the good old days. It's predictable. The only question is, are you in on the joke? The camera zooms in. He's smirking. The panelists are watching with thinly veiled amusement. Leavitt tilts her head, her expression unreadable. She's letting him talk, letting him dig. Is that a serious question? She finally asks, voice smooth, unshaken. Grayson shrugs, spreading his hands. "Oh, I'm sorry. Did I hit a nerve?" Another chuckle from the panel, comfortable, believing this is going exactly the way he planned. But something shifts in Leavitt's expression, a flicker of something dangerous. Not anger, not nervousness, but certainty. She leans forward, eyes locked on his. She's about to make this his worst on-air moment yet, but he doesn't know it yet. Grayson senses an opportunity. He's been here before. Young conservatives coming onto his show, trying to hold their own, only to crumble under the weight of his sarcasm and experience. So he leans in, pushes harder. "You know, Karoline," he says, drawing out her name again, "I have to admire your confidence. It takes real dedication to be part of a party that, let's be honest, would rather see women stay in the kitchen than in Congress." The panel erupts in laughter. Even the camera crew chuckles. It's a clean hit. Leavitt's face doesn't change, not a twitch. Grayson notices, but he's convinced she's just keeping up a front. Keeps going, and I have to ask. He continues, feigning curiosity. "Do you actually believe what you say, or is this just a long-term grift? You know, say the right things, keep the donors happy, maybe land a cushy gig as a pundit when this all falls apart." One of the panelists, a journalist from an online progressive outlet, smirks and jumps in. "Let's not forget the GOP playbook," she adds, shaking her head. "Find someone young, marketable, and willing to repeat the same tired policies in a fresh package." Honestly, Karoline, do you ever feel like they're just using you? Another round of laughter. The rhythm of the attack is picking up. Grayson sees his chance to land the knockout. I mean, look at your position, Karoline. You're out here defending a party that fights against diversity initiatives, while parading you around as their youthful modern face. Do you see the irony? Or are you contractually obligated to ignore it? The panelist next to him chimes in, laughing, "Come on, Grayson, don't be mean." Maybe she actually believes all this. Grayson grins, the audience, the cameras, the viewers at home. Everyone is watching her now, waiting for the inevitable stumble. But Leavitt still doesn't blink. Instead, she shifts slightly in her seat, straightens her posture, and lets the laughter die out on its own. A full 2 seconds of silence. The energy in the room shifts. The moment is hers now. Then she exhales. tilts her head just slightly and speaks, "Are you finished?" Grayson blinks. It's subtle, but the power just shifted, but no one realizes it. Yet the laughter dies faster than Grayson expected. He was sure he had her. The audience had been on his side. The panel had backed him up. So why does it suddenly feel like he's lost control of the room? Leavitt leans forward slightly, keeping her hands on the table. Her expression unreadable. She's not flustered, not angry, just certain. "Are you finished?" She repeats, voice even Grayson forces "Oh, voila." She repeats, voice even Grayson forces a chuckle, shaking his head. "Oh, Karoline, don't get all dramatic, it's just no." Really, she cuts in, her tone so calm it's unsettling. "Are you finished? Because I want to make sure I let you get all your little rehearsed jabs out before I respond." The room tightens. Grayson's smirk falters, just for a fraction of a second. The panelists shift, the camera crew, suddenly aware that something real is unfolding, instinctively adjusts their angles. They weren't expecting this. Leavitt tilts her head, not smiling, not frowning, just watching. Then she speaks. "See, Grayson, this is what you do. You set people up with smug little sound bites, get your panel to laugh, and then expect your guest to stumble, get defensive, or shrink, and usually it works. But here's the problem. You didn't do your homework on me." Grayson lets out a dry laugh.